Good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. It is week 17 of the Wheel to Wheel. Week 17 of the Wheel to Wheel Season 3. We are in Portimao and we are just about to get going. As you can see, the guys are readying up and we are about to begin quali. And as we do every week, we have two drivers this week answering questions for you, the viewers. And we are going to get right to it, folks. We are going to get right to it. We had Kaiser Gunner and we also had Major Jam up this week. Major Jam, the now favourite by far on current form to take the win in this season, and he will be the first person to do so other than Budge. We've only ever had one champion in the first two seasons, and that is Budge, but now we are in a real dogfight. Budge won it last season purely on race wins after himself and Mayo Man finished even on points. So let's get into it. The first question that we asked Major Jam today was, it's been a season of ups and downs, but coming into the final third of the season, you are right in the hunt and have the momentum to take the Drivers' Championship. What would it mean to be the Season 3 champion and only the second person, as we mentioned, to win this title? He says, coming from a complete novice to being in contention for the wheel-to-wheel title means a great deal to me. During my first qualifying session, I put 5 laps on a pair of softs and almost cost Budge the win by not knowing what to do under a blue flag. In the closing lap of the race, my goal was to beat Chameleon. In the closing lap of the race, my goal was to beat Chameleon as we know each other in real life. Now my goal is to be the 2-time Mega Champ, or beat the Mega Champ Budge. So he's got his eyes set on the prize. He is going to. We have Pierre Gasly on an outlap, Carlos Sainz on an outlap, and George Russell on an outlap. No, that is not our normal George Russell, which we have on our Discord. That is in fact the 3 AI. We are with Angry Chameleon as we go around. We have only 15 in the game today. We have 3 AI because we have had one race ban, and we have a few guys who weren't able to make it to Portimao today. So we're not going to follow the AI. We're going to follow the lads, and we will get back to it. So, as we said, Jam with his mind right on winning this season. He is gunning, literally the only one with a name. There's 2 guys with a name gun on their name, but the one with the biggest gun right now is certainly Major Jam as he hunts down Budge. He is only something like 19 points off the top of the table when a little less than 8 weeks ago, this guy was 100 points down. He is after slamming that gap shot, and he is 10-time qualification. He has had 10 poles in this 16 race season so far. So Chameleon is making his way around Portimao, and we will watch him there as we go to question 2. You have managed to absolute dominate Season 3 qualifying, securing 10 poles out of a possible 16. Has your preparation changed in Season 3 to cause this? That is a staggering amount of poles in the first 16, considering he's in second place and considering the amount of quality drivers that we have in this league. So, he said, I moved to no traction this season, which has helped my pace immensely. I often practice with no ABS. That helps me get a feel for the maximum braking points there, and I can shave a bit off my times. So this guy is moving off the no assists angle, and he is clearly a lot better than he has been in previous seasons. The guy is putting in the work, and right now it's paying off in results. So, as we follow Chameleon around, he is coming through Sector 2. It is Pierre Gasly and Carlos Sainz, they're just setting their lap there, the 3 AI. and Wilfred Boney is after DNFing in practice. Interesting. Okay. It's becoming a bit of a habit for some drivers, I guess. So, yeah. He has definitely improved a ton in this. So, and that's Angry Chameleon said on 119 flat. He's beaten out the AI, but that's not a whole lot above the AI. Just to let you know, folks, AI is in the car, are in the cars that he's after validating there. So we will go back to a guy, I think, was it Elite Carbon, or somebody ahead of him. It looks like, who's ahead? There we go. More Mick coming around. More Mick setting a. Oh, he was on the other one. So Angry Chameleon is coming around, and Elite Carbon he's getting out of the way excellently, as he's required to do. But I don't think Elite Carbon is on. Is he on a fast lap? We have Bunsey set to time 1:35. That's clearly not a competitive time. Something obviously happened on that lap. All the lads, oh sure, we don't have the details on, which is the tire. So everybody is out on softs, as it turns out. Gasly will not be getting out of the way like the other drivers. He will be going in, I'd say, at this rate. Anyway. Oh, that was close. And he is after knocking Chameleon off there. So he's actually on a 119.1. That's a good time. He's going to need to improve. I think we're going to be looking in the 118s. Maybe even the late 117s for a good time here. And of course, we haven't actually seen the Quali Master Major Jam yet put in a lap. So, no doubt. And Mormick is going to go in. He's abandoning that lap. He wasn't far off the pace. Major Jam coming through sector 2. He is seriously 49 seconds. I was going to say he's definitely not done. He's definitely not done the first 2 sectors in 20 seconds. But anyway, we'll watch him come around. Major Jam, remember, he is the Quali Master right now. Anyway, question 3 for Major Jam. We haven't seen the Jam dive bomb in a while, as it is generally an all-in or nothing move. Do you think being patient and choosing, and he's second to Elite Carbon, so that was a good lap way as a banker for Elite Carbon. Patient and choosing spots more carefully has resulted in your chance to secure the championship. And he says 100% patience is key to my improvement. Backing out when it's dangerous to both drivers needs to be the default reaction. Live to fight another DRS straight. Budge still brings up T1 lap 1 of Barcelona. So, yeah, look, I think it's evident. We've had a few more there now come in. Bernie Verne is in third, coming back in. Angry now, as I said, a lot lower than he, but Mayo's right on him, and so is Budge. Everybody in the 119, as it turns out right now. Elite Carbon setting the quickest of those 119 laps. They will all invariably out-qualify the AI. They are set to 80. We did quantify that early. And Bunsey on his on his third lap on those softs has gone a 119 flat. So he is now our leader in this qualification. Budge is fond of an L second lap on a set of tyres in qualification, so he may very well be on a fast lap here. But let's see. He's invalidated, so he will be going in. Wilfred Boney is out. Welsh Wizard is coming around. He's through sector 2, and he's in sector 2 with 31 seconds remaining. We will watch him now. Okay, folks. So Major Jam there confirming that he has had to make different decisions while driving, and it has obviously resulted in getting those results which he so Elite Carbon replies with a 118.5. That's a great one. That's a great lap from Elite Carbon. He is on form today. He is on form. He is definitely one to watch out, folks. There have been periods in this year where there are different drivers having outstanding moments. Currently, Mormick is outstanding at the moment for me. There's Welsh Wizard, who puts himself into he's only 1/100th of a second behind Angry Chameleon, and he splits Mayo Man and Angry Chameleon in 6th place. Okay, so yeah, definitely we've not seen as many dive bombs as we once did from Jam, and it is clearly paying off for him. Question number 4, and this is a bit more of a personal one because I needed to get this off my chest, quite frankly, folks. I know that not many people know Jam and the guys personally in this, but I've known Jam for many years. We've had many iterations of our friendship in regards to, you know, where we started off and, you know, how we know each other. But, you know, we've been friends for quite a long time, and this is something that is a history. You're going to get to see a little bit of the inside from Meeps and Jam's relationship with this next question. I had to get this off my chest. I figured it needed to be done, and folks, I brought it to you in the wheel-to-wheel audience. You guys are going to be one of the first to find out, you know, how we both feel on this topic, and I think it's a good time to share. It's a good time to sort of bury this. So I think, and Kyle, and we've just caught Kaiser going to doing donuts for fun in practice. He's practicing them for the win later on, clearly. So we will move on from that, folks. We will move on. We have Welsh Wizard going in, and Blue Gunner's coming around, and he's abandoning that lap too. He wasn't a million miles off the pace there. Very coming down. He looks like he's saying here he's about, or he's 2/100th of a second slower, but we'll follow him around. Anyway, so question 4. Jam and Meeps have known each other for a while now, and there's something I'll just say this personal, there's something I have to get off my chest, so I feel here is a good place to do this for Wheel fans. Do you still add Coke to an 18-year-old whiskey, you absolute fucking heathen? Excuse the language, but I just had what's that? You know, like I was reliving it all in my mind right there for just a moment. PTSD, I should say. Just a little bit of PTSD coming out there as I actually added the profanity, because that's not actually written here in front of me. Anyway. And Jam knows where this has come from, because he did absolutely come back with it. He says, just like my racecraft has been refined, so too has my taste in whiskey. I am now very fond of a 12, 15-year-old redbreast. Great choice. He has clearly improved his fucking standards. Well done, fella. Anyway, I always have a little one or the other in my house. A little bottle of one or the other in my house. I only drink them neat with a single cube of ice to open them up a little. I'm sorry I mixed your expensive 18-year-old with some Coke, but you had no cheap stuff in the man cave, and had my taste not be had not been refined. Ha ha ha. You see, this is the thing, and I'm glad he said that, because I had approximately 17 bottles of whiskey in the man cave that night. It was the opening of the man cave, and I decided it would be a special occasion and everybody should get a nice tipple of the good stuff. I opened, the bottle was worth about 150 quid, and I opened the bottle that night to give to these guys, and this fucker put Coke in it. I had hundreds of bottles of whiskey in the cave, because I actually drink, I'm older than Jam is, and I've been drinking whiskey a little longer than he has, and I got to the stage he's at now a little earlier, or well, probably around his age if we're being honest, but a few years ago, needless to say. Bunsey now also into that 118s, and Mormick too. Mormick is back on. He is back on, but he's put 3 laps down. Oh Mick. Here's the thing, folks. Are these guys going 3-4 laps on a set of tyres because they think it's going to be raining at the start of this race? Interesting stuff, needless to say. Anyway, I'm glad he said that, because I was fully under the impression that Jam had put Coke in the whiskey because, well, he obviously clearly wasn't as refined as he solely freely admits. But I'm glad that he also didn't actually know that I had more whiskey there. But I had several bottles of whiskey there, and Jam, you are more than welcome back in the man cave at your earliest convenience, and I will give you another proper shot of the good stuff, because that 18-year-old whiskey now is actually discontinued, and I have 2 bottles of it. So I won't be opening one of them, because that will be for another one. But I do have another one that I will open, and you are more than welcome to a tipple of that at your earliest convenience, pal. It would be good to have you here. Okay. So I asked him one more question. I said, Jam, tell us a little bit more about Major Jam when he's not racing in wheel to wheel. He says, when I'm not in playing F1 or watching Grand Prix, I might be playing competitive Counter-Strike on the PC. I started playing over 20 years ago in school. Also, poker is an obsession of mine. You know from our regular home games. I do indeed. As a matter of fact, I believe we were playing poker that night that you put Coke into the 18-year-old. I am past it. I swear to God, I am past it. Anyway, I enjoy studying it and improving my game. I'm an avid fisherman. I enjoy aged whiskies paired with fine Cuban cigars. Sorry again about the 18-year-old, Jebby. It's safe to say I spoil myself a bit. Haha. Man, you know what? Spoil yourself, because you know what? We earned that shit. Budge now into the 118, Buncey into the 118. So we're seeing those times start to come down. Mormick now into 4th, but he's going to give it one more push before this is over. We will follow him around, because I think Budge is done on those tires. Is he going to get back and back out again? 118, depends on where he is, to be honest. He will get one more go, I think, Budge. But he probably wants to put a faster time and not be on 3-lap old softs. But again, folks, we don't know if it's raining. Mormick he's on the outlap, so that doesn't really matter. Elite Carbon is going again, folks, and he's gone back in. So he hasn't improved on his time. He's looking to get a new set of tyres, and he is going to probably go one more time before this is over. We will stick with Mormick because he is on the way out. I think he's furthest around. Yeah, he is about to start that lap, and here we go, folks. So, there we are. That is Major Jam. Thank you, Major Jam, for those great answers. And I am finally glad that we have kind of put that to bed. I will probably need to see the shrink once, maybe twice more, just to finally close this off in my head. But, as I said, folks, man, you are more than welcome back in the cave at your earliest convenience for a nice tipple. Folks, huge shock here. I'm shocked, stunned, and not a little amazed. I'm not going to lie. Obviously we have, and there's the rain, folks. There is the rain. Whoa, nobody's going to improve. Nobody's coming out. So they knew it was probably going to be rain on the last thing at the end of this quali. Will there be rain for the start of this race? Who knows, folks? Who knows? Anyway, folks, Kaiser Gunner still hasn't put in the time. And it doesn't look like he's going to now. That looks like the end of Kaiser's timing, or Kaiser's lap. Major Jam on a now he's going to get a lap in here. But will the look at the quali master sitting down in 6th. Now he has said he's not happy with this track because he hasn't got the practice. But like I said to him earlier on today, I never practice for commentating, but I'm always winning. And I think he's taking some solace in that. Like, what a fucking lunatic. But anyway, let's keep it going. Anyway, as I said, newsflash, and honestly, folks, this shocked me more. This is the most shocking thing that's happened to me in wheel-to-wheel racing history. The guy... anyway, let me calm down, let me regain my thoughts here, because honestly, and I've had a lot of things happening in wheel-to-wheel racing history, including during my racing time. But the man who has probably not said more than 14 words on the mic all year gave me the longest, most comprehensive answers to the questions that I posed to him today. Fair play to the guy. And I'm honestly looking forward to the opportunity when things allow to actually have him live on air. And there's Major Jam doing it. He hasn't beaten Carbon, and that is the end of his quali. And Carbon takes pole. That is our wheel-to-wheel week 17 bingo with one square turned off. Because Major Jam has only managed to achieve second. But considering this guy hasn't practiced on this track at all, we are ending qualification with Major Jam in second place. That's shocking, folks. It happens more often than not that Major Jam is on top. We have Elite Carbon, who I think that may be Carbon's first ever pole. Anyway, we will get to Kaiser's questions while we wait for this to all unfold and see where the start of this race is. As I said, folks, there is a bit of rain there, so maybe Major Jam just left it way too late. Elite Carbon with the start, or with the pole. So we will advance and we will go down and we will go through the runnings. We have Elite Carbon in first, Major Jam in second, Bunsey in third, Budge in fourth. That's better than Budge has been doing more recently. Mormick in and around where he has been for the last few weeks, fifth place. Angry Chameleon in sixth. I have max bet on Chameleon at 7-1. I'm here to make a fortune. Mayo Man in seventh. He is going to pull it off in the Ferrari from sixth, that's for sure. Mayo Man in seventh. Vern in eighth. Wizard in ninth. Blue Gunner in 10th. Carlos Sainz in 11th. Gasly and Russell in 12th and 13th. And unfortunately, Kaiser hasn't out-qualified the AI because he hasn't set a lap time. But we are in Portimao and we are about to get going in this race. Folks, let's get to the questions really quick. We'll run through them as we watch. Question one to Kaiser was, from an outside perspective, overall quali in season 3 hasn't gone to plan for you, despite, and I don't know what a question to ask on what, and then that happened. Of course, he's not obviously had a set of time today. Quali season 3 hasn't gone to plan for you. Despite this, you've had some great results from the back of the pack. I think I most notably remember in the Dutch Grand Prix, he had a podium, I think it was, if I remember correctly. Despite this, you've had some great results from the back of the pack. What has been the best racing weekend for you this season, and is there a track yet to come that may be better? So he came back with, yes, it's very true about my qualification performances. It's been quite poor this season, especially when comparing it to my teammate who has out-qualified me in every race in the same spec car. Invalidated laps and general rustiness have been my main contributors to that in qualifying. My race pace has generally been a lot better and more consistent. My best rate, and he mentions it here, I haven't read these answers. My best racing weekend so far has been Zandvoort, qualified last but made it to P4 in the race. I think that actually came after some penalties had been imposed on people. So he was close to a podium. But made it to P4 in the race. I've had previous success there in season 1, so favourite track of mine. I may perform slightly better in Austria, however, I think that's a favourite of many drivers. He's not wrong. I think Budge is a very hot favourite for Austria also. So, folks, incredible stuff there from absolutely comprehensive long answer that we got from him. Who is this guy? Anyway, what is your personal and Team Mercedes Season 3 achievement goals as we approach the final third in the calendar? He says, personal goals for the rest of the season is to improve in qualifying. Improve in qualifying performance and to maybe get a podium before the end. I think as a team we want to finish as far up the constructors as we can and at least finish above the Red Bull. He's racing against one guy in Red Bull. There's 2 guys in Mercedes putting up points. Anyway, I don't want to point that obvious thing out. Anyway, number 3. Yourself and Why Not have been teammates, and you both have overcome. You both come to wheel because of a friendship with a historically very vocal wheel-to-wheel driver. I asked Why Not how he dealt with Budge for so long, so we have to ask you now how you've survived or / dealt with yours over the years. To which he came back, said, yeah, it can be difficult to deal with Vernie Vern at the best of times. We did have a famous spat in Canada season 1, which did rack up a few views on the old TikTok. He's not wrong. That video amassed something to the effect of 115,000 or thereabouts and counting. It's probably still more now since that views. So yeah, that was one of the breakers. So we'll just get this ready. In Canada season 1, racked up a few TikToks. We have calmed down in respect of each other more now on track since he's had plenty more issues with other drivers since which one we won't name. We will probably a bit later on. Off the track, myself and Vern have known each other for a long time. There's both good and bad stories to tell, but mostly good. And I think that's most friendships, mate. And I love the answer. Who's your biggest rival? Who's the one driver you least like to lose to, and which one is your biggest rival? He says, the one driver I least like losing to is probably Vern. The same car, both on the controller, and probably the same ability on track. I wouldn't say I have a major rival this season. Mid-table mediocrity for the Drivers' Championship. And that is shocking, man. That is shocking because we have seen Kaiser Gunner up there at the best of times. I enjoyed more than one highly competitive. What is going on here? Highly competitive battle with Kaiser on many occasions. Always a gentleman to race. The final question we gave him was, and this is deep stuff, folks. This is deep stuff. We asked him, tell us something interesting about Kaiser we don't know. He says, great question, difficult to answer though. One semi-interesting thing, I suppose, is that I spent a large portion of my childhood in London and had an English accent up until I was 10 years old. So the rare time I'm heard on mic during the race, people might find it hard to believe. So, folks, we are ready to go. And it is going to be Elite Carbon who leads us away. And we have... And we're away. Wow. What's happened there? That was a bit of... almost like it did. There was no revving there for me. Sorry, folks. But I didn't really get it. But look at Carbon. Carbon lights Portimao. And Buncy's all over the back of Major Jam too. Let's get on the details here with regard to the position change. Because that is what tells you straight off. Wilfred Boney up 4 positions. From somewhere. Oh yes, he was last because he and Blue Gunners all the way down to 15th from 10th. So we have an AI in the points, as it turns out. And look at that, Angry Chameleon going out to win the Meeps some money. He's going to be coming back with that max bet. There we are, he's up 2 positions. Wilfred Boney, didn't set a time because he actually DNF'd for some reason on the first lap. And we have, who else has moved up? We have Carl Sainz up to 1. That's as a result of Blue Gunner dropping back all the way to the last position. Kaiser Gunner is going to start working as well. He looks like he can make some time. But Elite Carbon, straight out of the box. Setting a great pace on this track. He is loving life. We will ride on board with Major Jam as he tries to get that position that Bunty is now taking from him at the start of this race. Folks, that was the questions from 2 guys. Absolutely incredible stuff that we found out. Very personal grievances settled between myself and Jam. We are now 100% again. Not that we were only about 99%, don't get me wrong, but that 1% was important. I think, anyway, and then we've learned very incredible stuff that we didn't know about Angry Chameleon all over the back of Jam. now. Jam is looking like he's not fond of this track, or at least as much as we would have thought. He is not on form. Budge is down 2 positions as well. Mormick and Angry Chameleon have made go by him. But look at that. Look at the 2 guys running wide as they come through sector 3 towards the finish line, the start-finish line. Interesting stuff. So yeah, we have settled some scores. We're all better friends now, and we've learned huge things about the drivers. I hope if you have any questions, as I said, and you want to put them to any of the drivers, we've now gone through the entire wheel-to-wheel driver schedule, except for 1 or 2 drivers. We haven't got Wizard or Ironman, who neither of them are going to be here today, so they're the only 2 that are left. We did approach Wizard before, but unfortunately he wasn't around to answer those questions. We will get those back, and if you have any questions for any particular driver, please put them down in the comments or send them to me directly. Oh, and that was a bit of a, we were talking about jam dives there earlier on. That was nearly a Chameleon dive, and he backed out of it there. He is all over the back of Major Jam though, so that is going to be an interesting. We will join. Oops. We will move down and stay on the back of there, and we will see the top 5 or 6. Mormick right in the hunt then as well, as he looks to extend his time over Budge. He is nearly 3 full seconds behind or ahead of Budge now. He is now 3 full seconds ahead of Budge. Incredible stuff. As I say, folks, get those questions into me, and we will absolutely. And I don't mind if a driver. Here's the thing. I don't mind if a driver is watching this after trying to analyse the stuff, the racecraft, and see how things went. I have no problem with a driver setting up a false account and asking me a question to ask another driver. I think it's nearly essential at this stage that somebody tries to do that. Anyway, if you have a question, put them to me and we will get them to the driver. We will, when things settle down here a little bit, we will absolutely. Oh, he's approaching fast. Chameleon is approaching fast. We will absolutely get to wheel season 3, week 17 bingo also, because I think where it's gone. Oh, look at this! He's challenging on the outside to go around. Oh, he backed out of it. He wasn't happy with that, I think. Oh, and they both run wide there. That's going to be the first cause of penalty for sure, I think, for these guys. That's the second time both those guys have run wide at that point. So, this is the battle on track that's most interesting at the moment. But look at Mormick. He is in that fast Red Bull. And now Chameleon is going to have to worry about... and Budge has now been overtaken by Vern. Budge is working his way down. He's on those much older tyres as far as I'm aware too. So have we had somebody that was defending the inside there, it looked like, but was nothing to defend. But look at this guy. Mormick is being on form these last few weeks. He is putting in the numbers, and if he keeps this up, he's absolutely going to outscore the Mercedes lads, because he is seriously putting points up in the last few weeks. Anyway, he's not in contention for the title by any stretch, but he is certainly in contention for making an impact at the end of this year or this season. Anyway, well, let's run through the wheel-to-wheel season 3 F1 bingo. Mormick is now just in the DRS. He is now going back at there they are again. Look at that, a little bit wide there again on that turn. That is the turn that people are probably going to most likely. And Chameleon gets a bit squirrely there as he comes out there. Mormick is all over the back of him again. He just isn't getting close enough. Look at the distance. Elite Carbon, it's like he's been doing this all year. If Elite Carbon, look, he's trying to. Oh, look, this clever stuff. These guys trying to break the toe. Look at this professional shit going on right here. how far these drivers have come. Oh, and braking really hard there. Oh, did we have somebody off there? No, look, sorry, I thought I saw somebody off on the side of the track. Wow, these guys are going down straight, breaking toes, and actually driving like crazy good right now. This is fantastic. Kaiser and Wilfred now up 3 and 5 positions respectively, and they are absolutely killing it at the back. Blue Gunner is still in last position. Has he had a change of tyres? He has. He had to stop early. He is on the mediums now. George Russell started on the hards, and Kaiser and Carlos Sainz on the mediums. Everybody else on the softs. Pierre Gasly not making headway with those softs at the back, and that's not going to be good if the guys are pulling away from you in that regard. So anyway, this is crazy good stuff. This is just incredible to watch. Let's see if this happens again. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. Mick is getting the distant tow. Chameleon and Jam are close. They're not doing that, but that was interesting to watch the guys go from Kaiser Gunner with a fastest lap as those mediums are starting to bed themselves now. This is great stuff. Kaiser is now closing on the pack in that Mercedes. Oh, look at these guys. This is fun. Guys, this makes me really happy. And Major Jam is back in this is the problem right now for these guys in 3rd, 4th and 5th, or sorry, in 4th, 5th and 6th, is that the Mormick, is that all of them, Jam, Chameleon and Mormick, are all getting the DRS, but they're neutralising each other. But look at Chameleon now. We will join Chameleon. Oh shit, the other way, as he goes on the attack once again. Maybe he was saving the ERS. Look at this guy. Look at that. Look at that looking in the mirror. This is where he might get him. He is much closer this time. And he does, because Major Jam, I think, has missed the DRS. Look at that. He did. And Chameleon is on the podium and setting Meeps. He's absolutely got it in him to win this and earn Meeps a damn fortune at 7-1 with a back pick. Come on, Chameleon! Oh, how much we've changed. I'll support anybody who's going to win me money. Anyway, let's do it. Let's see. We will go through the wheel to wheel. Sorry folks, we are absolutely just invested in this one. So, don't get a damn time penalty. Chameleon is now all over the back of Bunsey and hunting him down like crazy. Oh, and he's gone wide there again. He is absolutely, he's got to be careful there. He has gone wide several times there. And Major Jam is again all over the back of Chameleon, because these guys are inseparable at the front. They are now 4 seconds clear of the rest of the pack. But let's go back a bit. Wilfred Boney gets the first of the 3-second penalties. And look at this, Chameleon trying to stay in the tow, and Major Jam. We would have a look at that going on. Look, this is tantalising stuff. Tantalising stuff as we come through the sector. Let's catch up with some of the other close battles as Welsh Wizard is hunting down. Oh, he's now. He gets him. He gets him on the inside. Who gets the DRS? No, there's no DRS there. That's not the right part of the track. Apologies. Oh my goodness, look at that. Wilfred Boney pull away there. He got the much better exit out of that corner, and he is now back ahead of Welsh Wizard. This is allowing Kaiser Gunner to catch up, and he is on the mediums, so he's going to run a lot longer. Kaiser Gunner, with his racecraft, has been nothing less than excellent in this season. So we are all over the two Astons now, two of the guys at the top. As it turns out, the way it would be, Major John wouldn't be getting a whole lot closer to Budge, but he would be getting somewhat closer, but not enough to take the first position off him today. That is possible if Budge were to score no points. We have pits from Mormick and Vernie early. They are going on to mediums, and Vernie is going on to mediums also. So there we go. That is the update from the pits. Budge back up to 5th now because of those pits ahead, but he has yet to stop himself. Oi, 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 oi. Let's see where we are going. Let's see where we are going. Chameleon has been lost that position to Major Jam. This is an incredible battle at the front. And Mick has taken himself out. Oh, look at that! What's going on? Jam didn't want to put the foot down there. Was he afraid that he'd lose control? That was a very strange. Look at them off the track again. Look at these guys go. This is an incredible battle. And it's personal for these guys. These guys have called each other out more than once this season so far. Anyway. Oi, oi, oi. Kaiser gunning now all over the back of Welsh Wizard as a result of that battle he was having with Wilfred. So this is where Major Jam may get him again. And he does. He absolutely does. He gets him on that straight. I think we're going to have a bit of that. Chameleon is on 21%, but Jam is still on 43%. So Jam has had a little bit. He's had the luxury of being of not using as much of the ZRS around this track. He's up to 50%, and Chameleon immediately putting the pressure back on, and he's going to be derating now at this rate. He was there all the way down to 9%. Mormick 3-second time penalty. That is not going to help him, but he was more than 3 seconds ahead of Bernier, who was directly behind him. That is not good, but that may have an impact on where he finishes later on in this race. This is incredible stuff, especially if there's... Oh, look at that for an overtake! Oh, he's out to hit him! And Chameleon is out! We have a safety car! Chameleon, you absolutely jumped down the middle there, and Chameleon's out. He's probably going fucking nuts! Safety car, that has to be a fucking safety car, folks. And Budge now up to 3rd, and he's going to get a free stop. We didn't get a safety car. That can't be right. Wow, no safety car. No safety car. Jam gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh my goodness. Mayo Man overtaking Budge. I don't understand why that did not cause a safety car. Maybe he was right off the track and out of the way. Wow, but no safety car for that incident. But Jam is after getting a 3-second time penalty. That's going to affect his overall standing. Folks, show. Okay, wow. Folks, we are 12 laps into this, and we have not even gotten to the... This has been such an exciting race. We have not even gotten to this week's bingo. Wow. Jesus H. Tap dancing Christ, that was something else. With that crash though goes my max bet on Chameleon. He was looking sure thing to be at least on a podium, if not the race win, like I predicted early. And I think he may have, there was an opportunity there, but he may have also been a little rash in the decision to do that. So Wilfred Boney now all over the back of Budge. Buncey's stopped and gone his. Budge is just not fast in a straight line at all. He's leaving him cars width, but that's about all he's leaving him. And Budge is at the mercy of these faster cars as this race goes on. The thing about Budge though is he is never out of a race, folks. Never ever assume that Budge is out of a race. We are 12 laps into this race and he is yet to stop. So he looks like, maybe what we say, he's net P9 now, thereabouts, which is big because we did predict that. But he we've had Vernie Verne with a 2-second time penalty, so that eliminates the advantage he had back on Mormick. We are going to get a few penalties by the end of this. Major Jam leading this race now. And has he any damage? That is the key here. We have all the end plates, so not looking like it affected it too much. We are getting a bit more spread out, folks. Elite Carbon, our net P1 driver, has made his pit stop and he is all over the back of Bunsey, who we have Mayo and Wilfred going to the pits at 13 laps there, looking like coming out on mediums too. Blue Gunner's up to 11th, but he is on 10 lap old mediums. He's going to have to stop again before the end of this race. And there is Elite Carbon making another jump past Bunsey, was it? Yes, he's cleared Bunsey after those stops. Now he is hunting down Budge, who is yet to stop. He is going to be a long pace, way off the pace in this second half of this race, which is very, very unlike Budge. But let's see where it goes, folks. Jam has a penalty and he is leading and he is yet to stop. So it's entirely possible at this stage that Jam lose positions in the final standing just purely because of that. Now the people around him also have a penalty too, so we'll see where that goes. Anyway, back on with Budge. He is losing time to the guys behind him who have stopped, and that is Budge going in on lap 13. Major Jam going 14 laps on those softs. He has to be losing time now. He's losing advantage to the guys that have already stopped. Here's Blue Gunner with a 3-second time penalty as he does that. Here we go, folks. Bunsey, Mormick is now all over the back of Bunsey, and the sheer difference. There's Budge making his way down. I said 9th, but it looks like it's more 10th now at this stage. He's going to come out ahead of Blue Gunner. Maybe he lost a little bit more time on that lap. Maybe went a little bit too far. Kaiser is on the mediums. So he isn't scheduled to stop yet. And if there's Wilfred Boney with time penalty now. So this is all very, very interesting stuff, if you don't mind me saying so, folks, because honestly, Elite Carbon is putting up time on Bunsey. Mormick is now all over the back of Bunsey. Mormick, but for that penalty. Look, there's Vernie Verne with another 3-second time penalty. Is that the second one? It is. So Verne's going to drop like a hot stone near the end of this race when we see the final proceeding. So Mormick coming round long, great exit for him. Bunsey trying to keep the inside here, but look at the difference. Look at the absolute difference in performance in cars. Mormick, as it stands, is on the podium, folks. He is on the podium and he's running net P2. This guy is having the drive of his life right now. What an absolute legendary performance. We have Kaiser out in front now, as Jam has ended up coming out way behind the likes of Bunsey and Bunsey and Mormick, because he may actually have run a bit longer. But the thing is, he's only 3.4 seconds behind, and he is on brand spanky new shiny tyres. He came out ahead of Vernie Verne, so he doesn't have to make that pass. But he is on brand spanky new shiny tyres, and he's only 3.4 seconds away from the guys ahead of him. So he's running good too. But Mormick. Wow. Blue Gunner, 3-second time penalty. Is that another one for him? It sure is, folks. It is sure. We have Wilfred, Gunner, and Bernie Byrne all with 6 seconds, and Major Jam and Mormick with 3 seconds each. 6 seconds for the other lads, and 3 down with it. So Kaiser is making his stop. Kaiser's making his stop, and what is he coming out on? Coming out on soft for the rest of this race? Ouch, I don't know if that's going to work. But he is in 8th position, net 8th position. Oof. 16 laps on the softs. We saw Jam do 14 or 15, and he will be lighter and on fresh ones for the rest of this race. It may be possible, and it may be incredibly good what he's after doing, because he now is on the much faster tyres, and he's way up on his positions. He's up in 8th from 14th position. Crazy stuff. Anyway, that is where we stand, and Mormick now within 1.3 seconds of Elite Carbon, who is on the pressure tyres, but he does not have the power in the car that Mormick does with that Red Bull. And as you can see, Buncey's now 1.5 seconds behind Mormick, despite the fact that we would probably consider Mormick to be a slower driver in general. But remember, folks, we are on realistic cars, and Mormick is now just maybe for the second half of this lap will come in, and he's 52%. That's another huge thing. He has 52% ERS, and the guys around him are in the low 10s or teens. Mormick is having a day. Go on to Mormick, and he may actually, with 1.8 seconds ahead of Buncey, it may not matter that 3 seconds exists, but it will matter in regard to Elite Carbon, as he still leads. And Mormick hasn't gotten closer. He is a lot faster in the second half of this lap, that's for sure. 1.1, 0.85. He is closing in. Mormick is having a clinic. He's in the DRS zone now. Oh, just out. Lost a bit of time on that turn there. Great exit from Elite Carbon. Crazy good stuff, folks. Crazy good stuff. Anyway, as we watch this, and we go down to Mayo Man now, because we have had very little exposure for Mayo Man, Bernie Byrne and the lies around, as that is the closest battle on track as it happens right now. Even though Mormick, just so we see, he is coming down the home straight, and he's gone across the DRS zone, and look at him, he's not staying in the toe. He figured he would stay without turning it, and that has put him right on the back of him, and put him more than 3 seconds. Oh, well, he will be more than 3 seconds if he stays within DRS of Elite Carbon. Elite Carbon may actually still win this, needless to say, but it may be the reason. There's Welsh Wizard with another penalty. He may be the reason that Mormick actually gets more than 3 seconds ahead of Buncey. Major Jam up to 4th, Kaiser up to 7th. Who have we lost? Somebody's dropping back like really quite a lot. Kaiser all over the back of Mayo Man now with those softwares. This is what we're saying, folks. He will have to go long, but he will have a very hot period where those tyres are extremely fast and much quicker through the corners. He will need to take advantage of that early on, and he has done by passing Wilfred Boney, it looks like, who was on the hard tyres. Now he needs to put up some time on him in order to retain that position right to the end of this, because those hard tyres will start coming into their own near the end of this, whereas the soft will die off. But look at how close he can stick to Mayo Man and still make it happen. Look at the speed of that Mercedes. Kaiser gone. Look at him. He's making impacts right now. Look at this guy. He didn't get past Mayo Man for whatever reason. But he is all over the hunt, and he's going for Vernie Verne now, because he's within 6 seconds of Vernie Verne, so he's P6 right now. Elite Carbon, and oh, look at this guy. Oh, look at this. He's saying, This is still my freaking race. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, that's a bit of wheel. Well, it wasn't. I would say wheel-to-wheel action, but it wasn't really. Oh, this is hot stuff. Look at these the action in these races, folks. The last couple of weeks has been outstanding as we approach as we approach the 21st lap of this 33 lap race, folks. Let's get through this relatively quickly. The wheel-to-wheel season 3 week 17 bingo. Number 1, Portimao. Vernon Chameleon rivalry rears its head again with an incident resulting in a post-race review. That can't happen now because Chameleon is out of this race. Podium spinners. During the race, 2 drivers who are in a podium position spin or lose it and don't finish in the top 3. We've had one. It was Chameleon. He was in that position. So he's helping somehow. But if Meeps, Bunsey or Elite Carbon spin before the end of this race, we may actually cross that off. Or anybody else who might jump up onto the podium positions. And Bunsey has closed down some time on Meeps. Oh, look at this. And that's probably to do with the battle that he's having right now with Elite Carbon. He's allowing Bunsey to catch up on the action. Anyway, Algarve Yard or Algraveyard. 4 or more DNFs, disqualifications, or combination of both in Portugal. We only have the one right now, which being a great game or a great group race so far. So that looks highly unlikely, but we've had late DNFs in this game before. And look at the closing speed of that Red Bull onto the Alpha. That's incredible. He's after making that happen, and he's making it stick, and he is taking that speed in through the next few series of turns. He is after getting points. He's after getting half a second on him already. He's after running wide though. Doesn't want to do that. This is an incredible battle, and it looks like the back markers. Are they catching up? Are they catching up with the back markers already? But Bunsey now being 3 seconds outside the and see, this is where it matters too. It's 6% ERS for Elite. That's not going to help with the DRS as this late race comes to an end. Whereas Mick has been ultra careful with his, and he still has 45%. He's used that to his advantage. And it looks like he'll be able to defend for at least a few laps in order to get out of the DRS of Elite Carbon behind him. But look at this. This is a great approach by Elite Carbon. He's got the DRS. Yes. Look at this. He's burning that shit. He's fighting back. Kaiser Gunnar sets fastest lap yet again. And we have an incident, it looks like. Oh, we do. Carlos Sainz is out of this race. Are we going to have a late... are we going to have a late safety car? Oh, folks. I think Blue Gunner had to stop anyway. But does Blue Gunner know something? No, these guys are full on racing. So again, without the no possibility of a safety car, it looks like. These are very strange times. They are two things online or on the thing that have actually meant that we probably should have had a safety car. That hasn't happened. Anyway, Meeps may be a little bit vulnerable here, because he has defended hard as it turns out. But it looks like Elite might be close this time. It's not making headway. Is that because, probably because he managed to use that ERS. He defended 2 laps. Will he do it again? Kaiser Gunner. 3-second time penalty for Kaiser Gunner. Oh, that's crazy bad for him. But like, honestly, he is up to 4th position now. He has overtaken Major Jam. We will watch this battle. Oh, hold on. The leaders are at it again as they go by the back markers. And this is an incredible race, folks. This is incredible. Look at this. The exit he's gotten there. That's a great exit to give himself some possibility of being a little bit ahead as he comes into sector 3 and 4. Sorry, sector 3 through the first start finish. The start finish line into sector 1 again. But look, he's using that up, trying to get a good exit. 3-second time penalty for Verne. That probably confirms Kaiser to stay ahead of him, obviously, and it probably drops Verne out of the points, if we're being honest. And Bud now up to 8th and right behind Mayo, his teammate. Bunsey, that can't be right. Oh! That is a bit of wheel banging going on there. Well, front to back banging, as it turns out. I don't think anybody's lost there. But look at Kaiser on a damn podium from the back of the grid yet again. He will get that. Looks like he might get that podium sooner than he thought. Bunsey having trouble with the back marker, running into the back of him, and that gives Kaiser some leeway. He is now 2 seconds ahead of Bunsey. Now, granted, Kaiser is in that Mercedes, so he is a much faster car. But those softs will die off pretty soon. But Bunsey's on old enough mediums too. Maybe, just maybe, it means that Kaiser is going to secure a podium because he is nearly 3 seconds ahead of Bunsey already. It really just depends on how the end of this race goes. This is a great battle at the front. This is incredible stuff from the 2 lead drivers. Kaiser Gunner all over the back of Mick now, time-wise, but that doesn't matter because so long as Kaiser Gunner sets fastest lap, he is setting fastest lap after fastest lap. This is incredible stuff from him. What is going on? Kaiser is possessed and Mick is possessed. And Mick, as it happens, is all over the back of Elite Carbon once again. And Elite Carbon has no ERS to defend with. This is the problem that he's had. He's had to defend for a lot longer periods, and Mick coming around will have 30 or 40% ERS. Will Capone with 3 second time. That's crazy. This is all looking crazy good. Mick running in P2. This guy is improved. This will be by far his best drive of the year so far. And we have a sector 1 turnaround. Who's off? Russell is the AI there. People will Capone and things. Mayo passing him. And it's Blue Gunners around, I think. Pierre Gasly, and there's a bit of argy-bargy going on at the back. Anyway, back to the front. Oh, Mick has probably killed his chance. Why is Mick? Oh, Mick! He needs a new wing, does he? No, he doesn't. He's just going soft to the end with 6 laps to go. Has he lost? Has he thrown away a podium here? That is crazy. Has he given a position to Budge as well? He has. Now, he is going to be a lot faster than Budge, I would have imagined. But what was that decision? Where did that come from? I don't know where that's come from. But he's got a ton of ERS and the whole lot like this. But he is going to have some 6 laps to pull up. He is ahead of Verne. But he's 6 seconds ahead. He's well far enough ahead of Welchwood. He's going to score points. But did he give up a podium? that should be the automatic second part for us. He is actually doing something that is questionable. But Kaiser Gunner now. Elite Carbon has now got a penalty. Oh my, I think everybody's going to have some sort of penalties going on here by the end of this. Honestly, Budge is 2 seconds ahead of Mormick, and he also hasn't got any penalties, so Mormick is going to have to make up 20 seconds in these last 4 or 5. I question that decision. I really do. I really question that decision. I don't know what was the thought process behind it, but that hands a position, that hands something to, that hands second place, if we're being honest, to Kaiser Gunner, who is now 5 seconds ahead of the race, third place Bunsey. And that is Pierre Gasly having trouble too, for whatever reason. Bunsey is now 6 seconds outside Kaiser. Kaiser is lightning quick on these 10 lap old tyres. And he now, folks, there's Elite Carbon. There is Elite Carbon, who has the same penalty as him. Elite Carbon is now in his viewfinder, and he is hunting him down on these tyres. Folks, who's putting money on Kaiser Gunner to go from last to first? The only person to have done it clearly this season are those soft tyres going off though. But folks, there's Elite Carbon. He's 1 corner behind. What is this world? What is this life? Major Jam back up onto a podium. So he's had a great second half of this race. Now Mormick has gotten by Budge. But he does have to pull out 6 seconds on him in order to make that stick. And I don't know. Major Jam on 15 points. Budge on a possible 2, I want to say, in 8th position. So that's a 13-point differential. And Mayo's going to make up time on him too, but he is a little bit further back now because he's no longer in second place. Budge is on, a possible 4 in 7th position, I believe. I forgot about the fact that Mick hasn't yet pulled out that time yet. But he's going to be able to do something with it, because honestly, he's now going to be out of the DRS as he comes down to this final, or he comes down to the start-finish line once again. And Budge, for some reason, is not using DRS or ERS in order to keep in there. Budge has 70-something% ERS. What is he use? What is he saving it for? There he is. He's using it to come out of the corner there, but he's not using it on the straights, it would seem. And Budge is now 1.6 seconds behind and not going to get DRS. He's not even. Is he going to get it on Russell? He did. He got it on Russell. So purely by the fact that he was in Russell's DRS, or he was behind Russell by 1 second, he got it. But that's it. But Mormick is now hunting down Mayo Man as well. But again, he has 14 seconds to make up 3 laps. Okay, let's finish this up. Blue Man Group, number 4 on this week. Blue Gunner outscores Mayo Man in Portimao. Highly unlikely at this stage, as Blue Gunner doesn't look like he's going to score points at all. Anyway, Pierre Gasly right now. No, he's not going to. We have two DNFs for the AI, and we haven't had any. Safety cars this week, which is very strange. Who's this guy? Someone other than Major Jam gets pole for a change. And folks, that is 1X. That's the centre square, number 5, crossed off in this 3x3 grid, because we had Elite Carbon getting his first podium, I believe, of the season. Points accumulator. Budge has finished in the points every race this season. The only place he hasn't been in are 5th, 9th, 10th, and 10th. Yeah, 5th, 9th, and 10th. He scored points in every other position in the top 10. And Budge is getting the ERS off somebody again. I don't know why that is. Or DRS, I beg your pardon. Oh, is he? No, that was just ERS, I beg your pardon. Okay. Let's get back. Everybody is spread out now except for Bunsey and Wilfred. And there's Major Jam. And Wilfred is making a go at Major Jam. Look at this. We get to ride on board with Bunsey and see how this undoes itself. Tires. Oh well, Wilfred's going to drop like a hot snot because he has 9 seconds. So 9 seconds. If Bud plays his cards right, he's going to get that position. Welsh Wizard gets another time penalty. That's 6 for him. Very, very 9. Welsh Wizard, the bottom 4 are probably decided at this stage, as Bud is not going to get caught by Vern. But he may get 7th. Okay. Look at this. These guys go at it. This has brought Mayo Man and Bunsey back into this dogfight because they don't have penalties and they are going to jump Major Jam. Oh, look at that. Oh, nearly. Major Jam is struggling. Oh, he's struggling. He's not liking this course or this track. Oh, look at this. Bunsey, the experience is playing off now. And Bunsey has jumped Major Jam. Oh, but he hasn't gotten a good, he went around a long way and Major Jam defends the inside, which is the right thing to do there. Freaking amazing. Wilfred Boney on the podium, he's absolutely killing it today, despite the penalty. Oh, and this, oh, and that has let Mayo Man in. And he now is looked set to finish on the podium. Bunsey and Mayo currently sit on the podium depending on which order they finish in because of where they are. And look at this. 3 seconds now between Bunsey and Mormick. This is incredible. Now he's not going to get that and the 6 seconds, but look at those. Look how fast those tyres are at the end of this race. And Kaiser, look at this. Major Jam is sitting duck for Mormick, or Mayo Man, sorry. And I think that is I honestly think that means Mayo Man is now going to finish in 3rd place because he's right behind Wilfred. He's only 3 or 4 seconds behind Wilfred Boney, but Wilfred has 9 seconds, and that means that Bunsey's going to have to make the overtake stick against Major Jam in order to stay with Mayo Man. So Mayo Man looking like he's going to get a podium. He may yet jump Major Jam in this if he drops far enough. Anyway, look at Mormick. What? I don't know about the decision that Mormick made, but Budge doesn't even look like he's going to get Budge isn't going to get that position from Mormick. Look at Mormick go. He's on these new tyres. And whilst it's paying off, the penalties are the thing that's going to kill him. Mormick, Major Jam will get that back. But hold on a second here. We have Elite Carbon winning this race. And folks, Kaiser Gunner crosses the line in 2nd position with Wilfred Boney in 3rd. Mayo Man is going to jump him. Oh, and that's a little cheeky. Oh. Mormick is in 5th. And he stays there, folks. Budge gets 6th. We had a spinner, it looks like. Major Jam plummeting down. Oh, he ran out of fuel. And Mormick got the position. Wow! So Mick probably gave up a podium if we're being honest. But he gets all the way back to 5th position and makes it stick because he does put more than 6 seconds. He put 8 seconds up on Budge on that last section, on those last few laps. And Bunsey, wow, Kaiser Gunner, deserved winner of Driver of the Day. But folks, make no mistake about it, we have a new pole master, because now Major Jam is no longer the only person to have started a race in pole and won it. The pole plague is done. It is out of here. We have 2 winners from pole this season in 17 races. But yeah, wow, what a finish to this race. That is great stuff. Oh my. And that is it as we finish. Elite Carbon becomes only the 2nd person to start on pole and win the race this season. What an incredible achievement on his first pole. He not only gets his first pole, he then gets his first win of the season. We have a new season, or wheel-to-wheel season 3 winner. That is great. And Elite Carbon, folks, he is looking hot. And Kaiser Gunner, look. Kaiser Gunner. What the fuck is with this guy? Sorry, anyway. So, Kaiser Gunner goes and finishes there in 2nd position with fastest lap. Elite Carbon, Kaiser Gunner, Mayo Man, Wilfred Boney in 4th, Mormick in 5th, Fudge in 6th. His favourite position by far. Bunsey 7th, Major Jam 8th, Gurney Fair in 9th, Wizard in 10th, Gasly in 11th, Blue Gunner in 12th, George Russell in Science, and then Chameleon out of this race early in 15th. Fudge with his, I want to say, like his 7th, 6th position of the season. Incredible stuff. Folks, that has been wheel season season 3, week 17, season 3 race in Portimao in Portugal. Let's run through. We didn't even get through the action was so hell-bent and so good. We didn't even get through the bingo. So let's run through it. Portimao. Very Chameleon rivalry was not revived today because Chameleon was out early, despite the fact that he absolutely would have been pushing for a win in this race, guaranteed. My max bet gone again. Podium spinners during the race. 2 drivers who were in a podium position spin or lose and don't finish in the top 3. I think we had something like that. I think that happened Bunsey. There, so that I think that's a possibility because Chameleon was in a podium position and spun and is out of this race, or was out of this race. 4 more DNFs or DNSs. We had 3. It looks like, I think it was 2 AI and a wheel-to-wheel driver. Blue Van Group. Blue Gunner outscores Mayo Man in Portimao. Not even close this time, as Mayo Man secures a podium, but that does go towards Mayo Man's doing it the Mayo way of getting a podium but not a win. So let's see, who's this guy? Someone other than Major Jam gets a pole, because quite frankly, folks, it's getting tiring at this stage. He's winning all these poles, but he ran out of fuel at the end of this race. Incredible stuff the way this all finished, and plummeted all the way back down to the latter half of this race. And actually Budge now extends his lead at the top of the table because he has gotten a higher score, obviously, than Major Jam. Now, but unfortunately, we're very sorry to see Major Jam obviously finish the way he did. Points accumulator. Budge has a finish in the points in every race this season. Sorry, that's just the results coming through on the Discord. Folks, get onto the Discord, the Wheel-to-Wheel Discord. The links are in all of my profiles on my socials, so grab them there. Budge finished in 5, 9 or 10, which is one of the positions, the only one of the positions that he hasn't finished in this season thus far. And folks, he didn't. He was in 6th again, which is actually his favourite position now in this season. But the thing is, folks, he has scored 8th or higher in every single race in this season. That's a big reason the guy still leads this championship, as he pulls a little away from the unlucky Jam in this race. After this race, top 10 AI are back in Wheel to Wheel this week. one finishes in the points. Nope. Let's move on. Safety first, or possibly second, most probably third though. 2 or more safety cars during the race. Nope. Because we should have had, but we didn't. That chameleon spin absolutely should have had a safety car as far as I can see. That was a big incident. And it looked like we had a few spinners with Science and other people as well. So, don't know what was going on there. Final one this week. Week 17 pole plague. In 9 out of the 15 wheel-to-wheel season 3 races, Major Jam has claimed pole. He does so again and goes into double figures in Silverstone. Sorry, that is not the right one. That is not the right. Pole plague was meant to be for 9, which is that the person who finishes on pole does not actually win. So it was pole plague for number 9, and folks, I'm surprised to say pole plague did not strike. We actually had the pole winner today. Congratulations to Elite Carbon for an absolutely stellar performance in the Alpha today. And Kaiser, seriously man, fucking last to second one. Come on, stop taking the piss. You're doing this on purpose in order to get a win from last, aren't you? I'm sorry, I don't believe anymore. Look at that fucking race you had today. And fastest lap as well. Have a laugh, would you? Get off the fucking stage. I'm done with this shit. I'm signing off for week 17. The guy sends me the longest, most comprehensive answers I've had all fucking season to questions. Now he's setting fastest lap and going second on the podium in the race. Get the fuck off. Nothing that... I'm pretty much of the belief now that nothing that we believe about Kaiser is actually true. And, you know, that must come back to his his years in England, because it's certainly not the Irish side of him. I'm shocked, stunned, and not a little amazed of what has happened today with Kaiser and other drivers. Folks, I will leave it there. Kaiser's a traitor. And Jam and I have cleared the air after he put Coke in an 18-year-old Jameson that I gave him. Let's call it there, folks. Thank you very much. I have enjoyed this one. That was an incredible race. Join us next week in Wheel to Wheel. We will be running in Brazil, another Portuguese-speaking country. One Portuguese-speaking, the home country to the colony in Brazil. Not the colony anymore, but we will say it is a Portuguese-speaking place. Folks, it's been a pleasure, and we will see you 9:45 next week in Wheel to Wheel.